Hey everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Ash and I'm here with a review of Taito Milestones 2 on the Nintendo Switch. Now this was released on the 31st of August 2023 and I was lucky enough to be sent a copy of this game to do this video review, so big thank you for that. It's published by In Games, who have been absolutely smashing it with these sort of retro re-releases recently. Now, this pack contains a whole host of Taito classics. There's 10 included in here from the 1980s to the early 1990s, and there's a good variety of different genres. So I've been playing through a lot of these quite a bit. Now, I'll go through them bit by bit and I'll just sort of say what I thought of each game included. So the first one up is New Zealand Story. Now, this is a classic sort of platforming game that people absolutely love. I'd only ever played this once before, so it's nice to actually own a sort of like modern day copy that I can play on a console. It basically sees you playing as this little kiwi bird, and the levels get crazy later on, but I did have a lot of fun playing it. Now, next up is Kiki Kai Kai, and this one is the precursor of Pocky and Rocky. So in this one you play as Seo-chan, who's a Shinto shrine maiden, and basically you have to fight against yokai to save kidnapped ghosts. Now, I didn't like this one that much. It was okay. It was like a vertical scrolling style game. It's alright, it looks nice, bright and colourful, but overall it wasn't my favourite on this list. Now, then there was Darius II. Now, I really enjoyed this one. And now, this is the 3-screen arcade version, and this is the first time it's been ported, basically, to something else. So, this isn't great on handheld mode because the screen is so thin. But overall, like I say, the game itself is fantastic. It's an amazing shmup. If you've ever played Darius, you'll know exactly what you're going to get. And you just flying your Silverhawk, kicking ass, defeating enemies and stuff like that. Absolutely fantastic. Loved it to bits. Next up was Gun Frontier. So this is like sci-fi meets western, and this is another sort of vertical shmup. Really enjoyed this one as well. If you haven't guessed this yet, I love myself a good shmup game. Really fantastic. It just sees you sort of flying around and fighting space pirates and aliens and stuff like that. Really, really cool, fantastic soundtrack. Highly recommend. Next up was Bero Beh. Now, this one I didn't particularly get on with. I thought it was too complicated and a bit confusing. You play as this superhero, Dami-chan, and you're basically having to put out fires in this apartment block and rescue your girlfriend, Neo-chan. So the floor collapses and there's holes, so you have to jump over that or you'll fall through it and knock yourself out and stuff like that. There's enemies that pop up, gas explosions and all that. It's interesting and it was fun to play once, but I won't go back to it. It's not my massive cup of tea. There was the Legend of Kage next. Now, this takes place at the end of the Edo period in Japanese history, and you play as the eager ninja Kage, and basically you're fighting against this demonic army to rescue a captured princess. Now, there's 5 stages that you go through in this game. It's fast-paced, lots of throwing your shurikens all over the place, fighting enemies with swords and stuff like that. A nice variety of levels, like I say. Is quite difficult, but it does have a really cool and energetic soundtrack, so big shout out for that. Then there was Liquid Kids. Now, this one is a weird one. You play as Hippopo, and you have to save Hippo Country, and you sort of throw water around. So you've got water bombs. You throw them around to put out fires and defeat enemies and stuff like that. You can like use your water to sort of knock the enemies out, and then you sort of hit them to absolutely like knock them out of the game, basically. Very bright and colourful, slightly difficult platforming sections at times, but it was interesting. one of the ones I preferred more out of the game, out of the whole collection. Then there was Solitary Fighter. Now, this one was a bit naff. I must admit, it's a fighting game similar to like Street Fighter and stuff like that. There's 6 playable characters in this game. However, the original only had 4, so there's extra content in this one. So it includes the updated version, which was Violence Fight. So it has new features and stuff like that. But the fighting was just... the graphics aren't too bad on it. There's like big sprites, nice backgrounds and stuff like that. But the overall gameplay for a fighter was very basic. And like I say, it was like 2-button combat. And I wasn't that fussed. Although I did like it when you're fighting and then some random woman will jump in and start trying to shank you while you're trying to have a fight and stuff like that. That was pretty cool. Then there was Dino Rex. And this is a world where humans and dinosaurs coexist. And it's a fighting game. And basically you've got to fight your dinosaurs. You play as like a dinosaur fighting another dinosaur because people are fighting them in like a pit basically. And whoever wins the title of Dino Rex, because their dinosaur wins the tournament, gets to marry the Queen of Amazonia. So that's the story. It's all like one-on-one fights. It's okay. I wasn't super fussed by it. I like the difference in the dinosaurs and stuff like that because I do like dinosaurs, but I'd rather play that Jurassic Park Warpath game over this any day, and that isn't that great a fighting game. Then there was Metal Black. Another absolutely fantastic shmup. I really, really enjoyed this one. And this one's side-scrolling, not vertical scrolling. Smashing through aliens and stuff like that. Really cool. What I did like was you sort of build up your weapon's power, and then the higher it goes, you can like then fire off this like powerful laser attack, which is really, really cool. So that one is pretty awesome. So all in all, it's a mixed bag. There's some really fantastic games in here, some absolute classics, and there's some that are interesting enough to play at least once or twice and just say you've actually experienced them. Now, none of them were absolutely terrible that I would never play, and I'm glad that I got to play a huge amount of them because I would never have had the chance to play them had I not got this pack or use emulation. And I'd much rather have like a legal way to play retro games, especially when they're running on HD and it looks great and stuff like that. Now, it tries to keep the resolutions to the best that they can be. You also can have nice borders. You can either play it basically in black border or you can put nice borders on and stuff like that. So it's pretty good. It gives you all the instructions and the button combinations for each game when you start them, which is nice. Priced at $34.99 on the Nintendo eShop. This is one of those games that if you're a retro fan, I would highly recommend picking this up. If you're not super fussed for retro games, maybe give it a miss. But like I say, there are some absolute classics on this that you really, really should play. And I'm looking forward to going back and playing Taito Milestones. Milestones, not Milestones. What am I doing? 1 very, very soon. But hit that like button, hit subscribe. Let us know in the comments down below what's your favourite retro game from this collection. Have you played any of them? Did you play them originally on the like arcade and stuff like that? Or have you played them in this collection? I'd love to know what you think and which ones you think are the best. But other than that, guys, we'll see you very soon. Bye for now.